Some parts in today, or actually yesterday. Got a big box here from Parmak. About $1,200 in parts showed up. Maybe $1,300, something like that. Bunch of boards, capacitor, oddball things, transformers and stuff. Look at the list of parts on that list there. So I'm trying to get prep for spring because it's coming. The floodgates will open here soon. Storms will be rolling in. I'll save that pack. I got a big box. I put all that stuff in and I take it back into the garage where I pack and ship stuff up and just doing all this one-handed right now. I need to get me a chest mount or something for my camera, which is actually my cell phone. I like how they pack their stuff. They put they kind of group it. For all that, how big that box was. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, that little box has got some weight to it. I bet that's transformers. Oh, it's a good box. Probably throw the pack material on that box. So let's see what we got here. Well, there's an input transformer for something, Mark 5 or an SE2. Bunch of transformers. There was no back orders. There's the other input transformer. There's two different kinds that they use on their older models. Nice thing is, some of these parts go for units that are 15, 20, 30, 35 years old. And these are brand new parts for units that haven't been built in 20 years. They still offer repair parts for all their older stuff. A bunch of transformers here. I think there's 5 and 5. I think there's 5 of one kind, 5 of another. They look the same, but there is some differences between them. Like this one's got 5 wires on there. There's a braided ground wire on there, right there. The other two don't have a braided wire. These two, even though they look different, their internals are different. They got a different part number between them. So that's one batch of parts from them. What's in this box? What's Christmas time? We get a handful of Parmak parts in or Parmak units in for repairs right now too. So these aren't going to go to waste and sit for a while. This will last me for a little bit. But this is a 12 volt solar, or their old 12 volt metal Magnum 12. That's their new board. Well, it's been out for a couple, 2-3 years now, but that's the most current version. There is the Mag 12 UO, they call it. They look they look very, 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 very similarly. If you look at them, this doesn't have that little white thing this one's got. I think that's probably the only difference, honestly. There's probably nothing else different, because the 12 volt, that particular position is a switch contact point. This one doesn't have a switch on it. So I think there's like 12 of the 12 volt solar and old 12 volt metal ones. Magnum 12s boards. I think there's 12 of those boards in here. And there's probably, on the 12 UO, there's probably 6. So that's 18 boards just with those. And then there's, I think 12 6 volt solar boards in there as well. Stack these in the sorted by model. These are all 12 volt non-solar versions that have the plastic case, I believe. Another 12-volt solar board right there. 6-volt ones look very, very similar, except of course they're ran by 6-volt versus 12-volt. And these little things right here on the board, these 6 things, those are the capacitors. The 6-volt's got, I don't know if it's got different sizes, but they're definitely, it's only got 1 versus, or no, sorry, 5 versus 6, because it's not as strong of a unit, so it doesn't need as many capacitors to be as strong. This is one of my duties I gotta do, is unpack parts, and I don't just work on stuff and have a good old day doing that. Oh yeah, this is a 6-volt one. I can tell there's a couple differences. Oh, this is the version with the light. This is this is 6-volt, well, that's model number, with light. That's the old 6-volt solar Parmak that had the flashing light that didn't have the gauge. And I don't think I ordered very many of those. I'll look at my list, but I think I only ordered like 3 of those, because they don't come out all that often. But it's nice to have. Now this one, if you look at it, this board and this board look almost identical, but something is different in it because it's got 2 different part numbers. One says with meter, which is the analog gauge that they stick on those things. This one's for the light. So there's 2, even though they look the same, there's something different because they got 2 different part numbers, so they're not identical. There's something different between them. That's the one with the meter. All right. Yeah, right there. Another 12-volt with meter. That's that one. So, but yeah, this is one of the oh shit! Look at this. Get a freaking brand new board in the package, and this little freaking whatever this little doodad thing is, hanging on by a thread. It goes right there. Is broken off to. It's a 6-volt one. I have to send them a message and tell them one freaking showed up broken. That doesn't happen very often with Parmak stuff. Usually they pack things usually fairly well, but that one didn't survive the trip. Another, which one's this one? 6-volt with meter. I think that's this batch. Yep. So I'll have to send them a message to the ordering department and send a picture and say, hey, this part showed up broken, so send me another one. That's why you check everything, as don't just assume it's all fine, because accidents, things happen, because I'm sure it wasn't broken when they put it in the box, but it bounced around in the back of a UPS or mail truck and or whatever, and got busted up, shaken up. Because they wrapped each board individually, so they did a pretty good job packing. 6-volt meter, is another one of those. Looks like I only got one board, one 6-volt board with the flashing light. I thought I ordered some extras, but maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I know I looked at my list, the statement invoice deal before they shipped the parts here, that everything was correct. So I'm sure I probably just ordered one. There's our jumper wire leads for all these boards, well, at least for the 6-volt, 12-volt ones that are feedback wires that they use. So that's good. But there's all my Parmak boards for solar stuff. That's a 6-volt solar with the gauge. It's an old 6-volt with the flashing light. That's a 12-volt mag-UO, they call it, which is a unit only. It's the one non-solar. That might be for the plastic case. I'm not sure. These are all my 12-volt boards for the solar stuff. So, yep, pretty pretty healthy stack. This, and I'll probably order this same amount roughly, probably later on in the year as we get more in for repair. But then I got a spot in the shop where I keep the parts set, you know, organized by model and brand and whatever. Because we work on all brands, so we have a pretty, you know, mix of parts from different brands and stuff. So not a one size fits all sort of situation. So I'm just putting them in nice and easy. Big old stack of boards. There's the broken one. Set it right there. I'm doing all this work on the tailgate of our older truck that we don't drive. It's a bench seat. You can't fit a family of 5 on a bench seat. This box is not very heavy, so what's in it? Probably all the miscellaneous things, like knobs, bolts, yep, all the miscellaneous. Okay, there's the straps to help hold the gauge onto the, like the analog gauge to the case. That's what that is. There's 2 of those there. There's some of the analog gauges that they use. These are the newer style with the wires already built onto them. The old ones had just little tabs. They make 2 different styles. This one is the recessed version, I think, where it's more flush mounted to the case. They have another one that pokes through the case in the older stuff, which is that one. This was the one that has the tabs on it. There's some caps for the fuse holders. Sometimes those are missing. There's some fuse holders. There's the old ground terminal assembly for their older models. Before they went to the red and black knobs, there's their switches for their 12 volt, 6 volt stuff. There's, oh, these are the, what are those? Oh, they're nice about it. Okay. I didn't do this before. The second time I ordered them, it's been a little while since I ordered these. These are on the newer plastic case units, they're putting in, when you buy a new one, they got these 4 holes in the back where the screws are, and they're recessed about 4 inches deep. And all kinds of critters, bugs, mud daubers, whatever, like to go in there, lay their eggs, and fill it full of gunk. And it just plugs up the holes. It makes it almost a nightmare to get the screws out of there because they're so bound up and gunked up, and dig all the stuff out of there. So they got these plugs you put in there, and they also come with some new screws, which is kind of nice because sometimes you have to drill the head off, and then you're like, okay, now what do I do? So that's what these are. A whole bunch of them there. These are there's I think 3 different kinds. These are their PTC switches, they call them. These are positive thermal coefficient. They're like a thermal shutdown device for protection on some of the AC models. There's some more of those plugs, but these are for their AC models. I think those are for another model, the ones I showed you a minute ago. There's the MOV, or the PTC MOVs for some of their AC models, newer ones. These are the thermal shutdowns for those. There's some more fuse caps for some different versions. There's some more of those thermal shutdown type devices, the bigger ones for the older units. There's the old style fence terminals for their older metal case units. Sometimes those get all rusted up, bound up, and bad. So nice little batch of miscellaneous oddball parts that we need on occasion. And the next batch, these are probably all the boards for all their like AC models that we order boards for those, old style and new style. These will probably be kind of wrapped up individually and kind of grouped together. Some more packing material will save it out of my arm to reuse. All right, here's a board for a SC4, SC5. That's their main input board right there. This is a board for, this is an old style board, but it's brand new. But it's for like a, I think like a FM1. It's from the 90s, but that's a brand new board for a unit that hasn't been built in 20 years. But it's brand new. There's a board for an SE4, SE5 input board. There's a board for a input board for a Parmak Mark 7, Mark 8. There's another board for an SE4, SE5. So far I've got 3 input boards for that model, or those 2 models. Oh, 4 boards for the SE4, SE5. This is for the new styles, not the old style. You can't get the old versions anymore. I made a change to that about 5 years ago. There's a board for a Mark 7, Mark 8. There's a main power board, input board, or whatever you want to call it, for a SE3. Come on. Ah. They made a change. Wow. Alright, this is different. This is a display board for a Mark 8 SE5. That's completely different looking. That, yeah, they revamped that board. Wow. They used to not come with that on there. I wish I had an old style one to show you, but that's newer style. That's a change I didn't know they were making. Not a big deal. Should be plug and play. 6-volt board for something. Not sure which one that one's for. There's another display board for the Mark 8 SE5. So, I'm going to lay it all out here. Alright, there's another board for a Mark 7, Mark 8. That is for a Mark 8 SE5, the same one as that one. The SE4s and Mark 7s probably look similar, but are different in the way that they're mounted to the case. And one of the Mark 7, Mark 8, that goes right there. Ow. Switch hands, my arm's hurting. Hold the phone. This is a Mark 5. That's about a 30-year-old unit. That built in probably 25 years, and there's a brand new circuit board for it. That's the nice thing about Parmak. They probably one of the best brands when it comes to service, because they aren't really big on throwaway. They want you to fix things, stand behind the product for a long time, even after a unit's been discontinued. They still support parts long after the unit's been discontinued. Yes. Wait a minute. Mark 8, Mark 8. Mark 8 SE5. Mark 8 SE5. So we have a few of those new display boards. And this is a Mark 8 SE5 as well. Oh, there's some, what are these? Oh, Mag 12 Euro. Okay, this is alright. I need to, that's that box. Let's look at. got me confused a little bit. That's the only bad thing. You kind of don't know that they're making a change until the change happens, and then you order stuff, and like things show up and then it looks different, or it's a different number. Like, what's going on there? So I'm trying to find my 12-volt board. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, so that's the same part number. Why did they stick them in that box? They must have realized, oh shit, we forgot a couple of them. Put them over here. Or they ran out of room, stuck them in that box. Okay, that's probably what they did. Okay, so I thought I ordered some display boards for the SC4 Mark 7. Maybe I didn't. I actually think I have some of those in stock already. I think that's why I didn't order them. That's why order more than what you need, because then you're sitting on them for a little bit and eating up inventory money. Well, that's it. Some Parmak stuff. I got another box here from Power Wizard. I got a handful of parts, about $800 in parts from them. And these are some parts, some circuit board component parts I ordered from an online electronics store, Mauser or DigiKey, one of the two. Well, that's it. That's just one of the duties I got to do besides repairs is unpack, put things away, gotta pack and ship, I got an invoice, I gotta call customer. I do about 7 different jobs by myself. So, alright, well, ain't you checking it out?